In 2017, 3 fishermen in Greenland narrowly escaped a life-threatening situation. They were out near the Karen Fjord when something unthinkable occurred.
Hey,
A massive section of the mountainside suddenly broke loose and plunged into the water, and in seconds, a powerful tsunami began racing directly toward their boat. The surge slammed into the shoreline with enormous force, sending water roaring across the coast. Fortunately, the fishermen managed to get away in time and survive the terrifying event. A group of friends was relaxing by the river when something truly frightening occurred. A huge snake suddenly lunged at one of them, but the man reacted quickly enough to avoid being struck. The footage spread across the internet almost immediately. While some viewers doubted its authenticity and suggested the snake was digitally added, it's hard to say for certain these days. Still, both the snake's movement and the group's reaction appear genuine. These fishermen recently pulled in an unusual catch, a lancefish, a species rarely spotted near the surface. This elusive predator typically lives deep in the Atlantic and Pacific Oceans, often down to about 1,500 meters. With its narrow body and sharp teeth, it feeds on small fish and squid, almost never appearing where people can see it. Michelle Haywood went out for her usual morning swim off the coast of Cape Town, expecting nothing more than a refreshing start to the day, but the ocean looked off, darker in color, unusually warm, thick with foam, and even the taste of the water seemed strange. Later, after posting a video online, viewers revealed the unsettling truth. She had unknowingly been swimming in raw sewage. The foam she was splashing in wasn't foam at all. It was water contaminated with E. coli.
for me, it's a beautiful, beautiful tone of that E. coli on your face.
I was playing in the foam.
It's not foam, it's E. coli, baby.
Really
It's a nice colour. What do you call that?
It's like more salty than usual.
I think we call it the inner self. The inner self, E. coli. There we go. There we go. It's beautiful. That's it.
It was fun.
Talk about bonding with people in the sun there. That's beautiful.
I'm seriously shivering now from the cold water, but look how bad this looks.
Fortunately, she didn't suffer any serious health issues, but the situation left her deeply shaken. What should have been a calm morning dip turned into a disturbing and unforgettable wake-up call. In 2012, 17-year-old Matthew Hales visited Clevedon Pier early in the morning to photograph the rising tide for his A-level coursework. He used a long exposure time-lapse method, with each image representing 30 seconds. But when he reviewed the photos later that day, he noticed something unusual. In one of the frames, a solitary figure appeared on the pier, facing directly toward the camera. The unsettling part was that the pier was closed at the time and wouldn't open for several more hours. Even stranger, the figure didn't appear in the shot before or the shot after. Whoever or whatever it was stood there for at least half a minute and then disappeared. Local fishermen have reported odd sightings over the years, and the area has even earned a disturbing nickname, the Ghost Coast. Many now wonder if the figure in Matthew's photo is the same presence others have claimed to encounter. While a diver drifted in open water, he captured something astonishing on camera. A huge whale rising from the depths, watching him intently. Whales aren't typically dangerous, but their enormous size and the way this one seemed to fix its gaze on him made the moment genuinely unsettling. A couple was out fishing alone at a quiet forest stream and snapped a quick photo to remember their day. But what showed up behind them was far from peaceful. A figure in dark clothing and what appeared to be a white mask stood watching from the trees. They hadn't seen or heard anyone nearby the entire time. Thankfully, they left unharmed, but the photo left them rattled. Why would someone like that be in the forest? And what were they planning? Jay Fishing and his friends were spending the day at an urban creek near the city. when things suddenly took a turn.
Oh my gosh.
For sure on the path.
Holy cow. Oh my gosh. Oh, there's a dude right there. Let's go. He ran, jumped down, ran across and got up on the other side. Yeah. Let's just walk a little.
Police sirens began closing in, and moments later, a man bolted through the creek, crossed to the far bank, and vanished into the trees. Officers arrived almost immediately, searching for the suspect.
Are you looking for some guys? Yeah, we are.
He just ran this way.
We saw him on that water.
He went down there, ran across the water, and went back up, and he's probably somewhere up in this area.
So he went that way.
Yeah, he went that way.
Down here.
I have video proof of it.
All right, that's fine.
Jay had recorded the man running and showed the footage to police, helping them figure out the direction he went. What began as a calm fishing outing quickly became part of an active chase, leaving the group wondering who the man was and how dangerous he might have been. A man out on the water came across a cemetery and several houses partly submerged. The site belongs to Falcon Reservoir in Texas, created in 1952 when entire communities, including homes and burial grounds, were flooded. As of June 13, 2024, the reservoir was only 99.7% full, exposing more of these underwater structures due to low water levels. On February 9, 2025, two people relaxing on a beach in Peru captured something unusual on video.
Están caminando sobre el agua. ¿Qué fue?
¿Qué es eso?
Oh, ¿qué es eso? Un pingüino o un delfín.
As the sun began to set, they noticed a dark shape gliding across the surface of the ocean, appearing almost like a person walking on water. Some viewers believed it was just a lighting illusion or a reflection from the sunset, while others suggested something far less ordinary. To me, it seemed to move far too quickly for any person in the water. So what exactly did they record that evening along the Peruvian coast? Some fishermen shared a photo of a strange creature they caught. Its body looked like a fish with scales, but its head resembled a pig, complete with a snout, ears, and eyes. The odd catch left many confused. Some think it may be a rare deformity or a hybrid, while others believe it could be an undiscovered species. Local folklore also mentions mixed-form creatures in the water, leading people to question whether this was one of those legends, or simply a natural anomaly. During a severe flood in Vietnam's Gia Lai province, a local farmer accomplished something no one expected.
Good. Hãy vô đi em.
Anh vô đi. Quay đầu ở đâu đấy?
The 35-year-old was working in a rural area when he heard people calling for help from a nearby river. Two individuals were trapped, and rescue crews couldn't reach them because the current was too strong. With no time to lose, he rushed home, grabbed his agricultural drone worth over $150,000, and secured a rope to it. With careful control, he flew the drone over the dangerous water and pulled each person to safety, one after the other. While fishing in Brunei, locals noticed a strange shape moving across the water. At first, it seemed like a crocodile or a large fish, but its appearance and the way it moved didn't match either. Some think it might be a native species affected by pollution, while others believe it could be something completely unknown. For now, no one can say for sure what the creature was. While two men were on a fishing trip, they stumbled upon something unexpected.
Dude, we're walking to a fishing spot and we just found these legs from a baby doll in the middle of the woods.
Plastic legs from a baby doll lying in the middle of the woods. Odd discoveries in remote areas always spark questions. It might simply be discarded trash, But why would anyone bring something like that so far into the forest with nothing else around? Strange objects showing up in places where no one lives always leave people wondering how they ended up there and why. A kayaker recently had a strange experience while paddling along the Passaic River in New Jersey. The water around him had turned a deep red, something he had never seen before.
That is really weird. I'm paddling currently through red water. Look at that. You can see in the splash. That water is red. That is wild. It is deep red water. I have never seen water in my life in a river that was red like this.
The river, already known for heavy pollution, now looked almost blood-colored. But what made the situation even more confusing was what he found near a sewer outlet. The water flowing from it was completely clear. A sharp line separated the red river water from the normal colored water coming out of the pipe.
Some type of sewer straight in front of us. You can see that the water inside it is not red. It's red right on the edge here. You can see a defined line between the red and the water that's inside that sewer. So I'm really curious.
Some believe the cause could be a red algae bloom, a natural event where algae rapidly grow and tint the water. It's even suggested to be the same phenomenon behind the blood of the biblical Nile. But if that were the case, why wasn't the sewer water affected? That part remains unexplained. Out at sea, a man filmed a huge fish moving near his boat, and as it approached, an odd orange glow appeared inside its body. Some people think it was just a reflection or video effects, while others suggest bioluminescent bacteria could be responsible. The footage is unusual, but after reviewing it several times, it seems more likely to be AI generated. The shifting shapes and disappearing details simply don't look natural. While canoeing through Miami, something completely unexpected occurred. A massive leatherback turtle slammed into their canoe. These turtles are the biggest of all sea turtle species, reaching over 7 feet in length and up to 2,000 pounds in weight. Thankfully, the canoe stayed upright and everyone made it through the encounter safely. A fisherman came across a strange-looking creature. At first, it appeared to be a snake, long, slimy, and writhing, but when the camera moved in, hundreds of tiny legs were visible along its body. After a bit of research, it was most likely identified as a type of seaworm. Jazz, an angler who regularly films his fishing outings, returned to the Yarra River, the same place where a falling tree once nearly hit him. The fish weren't biting, so he changed spots, and that's when things took a dangerous turn.
Snake! Where did he go? He's gone, man. There he is. He's underwater. There he is. Tiger. I could hear him coming down the hill. I just couldn't get away because I was sliding down the hill. He flared up. He's right in that middle bit of shade there. He was sitting right where my rods are, and I slipped on the grass and I almost fell on top of him because I couldn't stop.
He slipped on the grass and almost fell directly onto a tiger snake. The snake had been sitting right where his rods were, and he hadn't seen it until he was already sliding downhill. Tiger snakes are highly venomous, capable of killing within an hour, and in such a remote area, help would be nearly impossible to reach. The close call left him shaken, realizing just how narrowly he had avoided a fatal encounter. Dale Hansher was sailing on Okanagan Lake in British Columbia with his wife Colleen and her friend Myrna, when something strange in the water caught their attention. A dark shape moved just below the surface, close enough for them to bring the boat within about 10 feet and take a photo. It appeared to have 2 raised bumps, unlike anything they recognized. Dale now wonders if they came across the lake's famous mystery creature, Ogopogo. Some online think it resembles a wolf-like head, while others say it could be a bird or even a moose seen at a strange angle. Whatever it was, the sight keeps the legend alive. While kayaking on a river, another creature suddenly appeared. A giant white sturgeon. These fish can reach up to 14 feet and more than 1,500 pounds, with some recorded over 20 feet and living past 100 years. For someone in a kayak, just seeing its back break the surface would be frightening. While fishing at the James River, a man came across something disturbing.
Just found this while fishing. Just fishing at the James River.
In the middle of a sandy trail stood a stick with the swollen head of an old baby doll placed on top. It looked completely out of place in the dense green forest, almost as if it had been left there as some kind of warning. A man was fishing out on the ocean when he spotted something strange. The footage first shows nothing but crashing waves, but on closer look, a long, dark shape moves through the water. Its size and outline don't match any familiar species, prompting some to think it might be something unusual. Others argue there must be a normal explanation, though none has been confirmed yet. While spending time at a lake, a group of kids discovered a massive dead fish floating in the water. It had sharp teeth and a shark-like appearance, but its decaying skin made it hard to identify. It was too small to be a whale and too big to be a dolphin, leaving its exact species a mystery. A curious ocean sighting shows a reptile-like creature holding its head above the water. It looks similar to a large lizard, almost like a Komodo dragon, though those animals live on land and aren't known for swimming. Seeing a lizard-shaped head rising from the ocean is unusual, raising the possibility that it could be something else entirely, or an example of convergent evolution, where unrelated species develop similar features. Marine iguanas in the Galapagos, for example, are strong swimmers and use their tails to move through the water. But without knowing where this was filmed or having clearer footage, there's no way to say for sure what the creature actually was. At Acapulco Beach in Mexico, someone filmed an unnaturally pale man standing still in the water, wrapped in a loose white cloth. He didn't react at all, staring blankly as if unaware of his surroundings. Later, he was seen crawling on the sand in the same dazed state, and strangely, no one on the beach seemed to notice except the person filming. It looks staged, possibly for a movie or music video, but no one really knows. While enjoying a quiet day of fishing, a man came across something unsettling. A car sitting just below the surface of the river, its faded shape slowly coming into view. It appeared to be an old Buick LeSabre. There has been no official update on the situation, no word on whether it was abandoned or if anyone had been inside. Hopefully he contacted authorities, and whatever happened there wasn't as dark as it looked. In another moment, the same fisherman tossed leftover bait into the water, and something unexpected happened.
Oh, Jack got it. Oh, dang, no.
A juvenile Goliath grouper, easily over 100 pounds, burst from below and grabbed it instantly. These huge fish were once nearly driven to extinction from overfishing, but they've slowly recovered thanks to legal protections. Luckily, Goliath groupers aren't known to target people. One afternoon, two sisters were spending a calm day by the riverside, laughing, talking, and taking a few quick pictures together. But later, while looking through the photos, one shot immediately stood out. The image of one sister looked strangely wrong. They said it didn't even resemble her, as if the camera had captured a version of her that shouldn't exist. A fisherman was out off the coast of Thailand when the weather suddenly turned unsettling. He pulled out his phone and
อ่ะอย่าวิ่งมานี่กันแล้ว
Oh,
Float back.
Recorded a massive waterspout forming over the sea. It lasted for about 5 minutes before disappearing, followed by heavy rain and strong winds hitting the shore. Fortunately, the fisherman wasn't hurt and managed to find a safe place to wait it out. A man was enjoying a peaceful summer day off the Australian coast when he suddenly noticed something approaching.
It's just come straight at me again. Oh, how intimidating is this? Yes! Look at this! The big old dog. Please, hey. Hey, come on, mate. That is so sick. Woo! See you later, bud. Yes! Woo!
A sea snake glided through the water straight toward his boat, lifted itself up for a closer look, then slipped away without causing any harm. Both he and the snake stayed unusually calm, almost curious about the brief encounter. Would you have reacted the same way? While out at sea, a group of fishermen pulled up something unlike anything they'd seen before, flat-bodied with 2 sharp fang-like teeth. It didn't resemble any fish they knew. After looking into it, the most likely match was a red-toothed tigerfish, a deep-sea predator recognized for its sharp bite and strange appearance. These fish typically live in tropical waters and prefer the open ocean, making encounters like this incredibly uncommon. A group out on the deep ocean spotted something that left them terrified. Far in the distance, 2 figures seemed to be walking, not swimming, directly across the surface of the sea. This wasn't a ripple or a lighting illusion. The shapes moved slowly and calmly, in a way that defied everything we know about water and gravity. Some say the clip is just digital editing, while others believe it was staged with actors. But the true explanation behind the footage is still unknown. Off the coast of Australia, a group of fishermen spotted a large, dark shape moving just below the surface near their boat.
There's another one coming. Submarine. Oh shit! That's the conning tower on the sub. What the fuck?
It wasn't a whale. It turned out to be a submarine suddenly rising much closer than anyone expected. Its periscope appeared briefly before the vessel slipped back underwater. The fishermen weren't harmed, but seeing a submarine that close left them stunned. While fishing at a quiet pond near Nashville, Tennessee, a couple noticed something unusual moving in the distance. At first, they couldn't tell what it was, just a dark shape slowly shifting in the murky water.
It could be a squirrel.
I think it's 2.
That's not a turtle, is it? Hold up.
I really think it's otters.
Why would there be an otter? But like, it swam all the way through that?
When they got a closer look, the mystery turned out to be harmless. 2 large snapping turtles mating. Snapping turtles, especially the alligator species, are known for their size and slow, powerful movements, which can look unsettling from afar. What initially seemed creepy was simply nature doing its thing. While paddleboarding on a quiet, winding lake, someone came across something unsettling, a half-submerged kayak. This part of the lake had no trails, no docks, and no way to reach it on foot, just calm water and thick brush. The kayak didn't appear to have been there long. There was no algae or growth on it at all. That immediately raised questions. Who brought it out here? And why leave it in a place with no way in or out? It didn't feel like someone simply forgot it. It felt like something darker, possibly even foul play. For more chills, watch the next video. On December 21st, 2024, the crew of Sailing Supernova posted footage of a pirate attack they had survived a few days earlier. While sailing from Las Roques, Venezuela, to Granada, rough weather, engine problems, and a failing bilge pump forced them closer to the Venezuelan coast, near Isla Margarita and Los Tigres, an area known for piracy.
As you can see there, the spices. Oh. Darcy! Darcy! Darcy, wake up! There's a boat! Get up! Hey!
Engine!
Turn up!
Turn the lights off! Lights off! The nav lights! We got attacked! We have to tap!
Around 2 a.m., a small boat approached, and a man boarded their vessel. When one of the crew suddenly emerged from below deck, the intruder panicked and dropped his gun into the water. Within seconds, the attackers fled.
Next, we're going to go over the few injuries that we did suffer. Yvette had a bruised arm when she got hit, and then when she was running back to the cockpit, she slipped and fell and has hurt her back. We were hoping that it was going to get better a little faster, but it's kind of a bit nagging and it's taking a bit longer to improve to the level that we would like it, but still doing okay. I pretty much got out of it without being hurt. I had a bloody nose, and that was pretty much it. And this wasn't like a long, drawn out, like punch for punch fight. This was over very quickly. In like 30 seconds or less, it was over. So the worst of the injuries are Yvette's back. The bruising on the arm is largely gone. She had trouble using her arm for a couple of days after, but the back is the main thing from the slip and the fall. Another question is when or if this was reported to the Coast Guard. Yes, it was reported immediately within 5 minutes of the attack taking place. It was reported to the Coast Guard through our friend Brian, and then we also contacted the Coast Guard. We've had interviews with the Coast Guard as well as we've reported it to our individual country consulates. So it's been reported to everyone. It's on the Caribbean safety net for cruisers as well, the location of the attack. So that has all been done. If anyone's wondering, the Coast Guard did come to us and we did interviews on the Coast Guard boat to give them all the information that we possibly could, and they did check out Supernova as well.
Injuries were minor. One crew member suffered a bruised arm and a back injury from slipping, while another only had a bloody nose. The encounter lasted less than half a minute. The incident was reported to the Coast Guard within minutes, and they later inspected the boat and interviewed the crew. The event was also shared with consulates and cruiser safety networks. Although everyone survived, it could have ended much worse, especially if the weapon hadn't been lost overboard. A man was calmly recording a pelican gliding over still water when the moment suddenly shifted.
Holy shit! Yeah! Yo! They came at me! That was insane.
A sharp fin broke the surface and raced straight toward him. But just as fast as it appeared, the shark veered away and disappeared. He was left rattled, but unharmed. Deep in the Alaskan wilderness, a group of fishermen were quietly casting into the river when something large began moving through the brush.
Well, I don't know if you can see this, but right there is a grizzly bear. Freaking grizzly bear eating some salmon. Fellow fishermen. Hey bear! Hey! Hey bear! Hey. Oh, I can't run. Holy crap. Hey! Hey! Hey bear! Hey! Hey! Hey bear! Hey! 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 Hey bear, get! Hey! Hey! Get! Hey! Get! Bear! Hey! Hey! Bear! Shit! Alright, that fucking bear just stole my bag! Hey bear! Hey! Hey bear, get! Yeah. Oh my god. So, a bear just ate my freaking fishing bag.
A massive grizzly suddenly stepped out, feeding on fish as it wandered closer. The men tried to keep distance, but the bear rummaged through their gear and even grabbed one of their bags before drifting away. After a tense few moments, it eventually lost interest and disappeared back into the trees. That's all for tonight's video. Which encounter gave you chills? Let us know in the comments below. Got your own experience? We want to hear it. And whatever you do, don't miss what's coming next.